G'day, it's Peter here from Rainbow Springs Fly Fishing once again with another pro tip for you. This one's about setting the hook. How to set the hook correctly on a dry fly or a nymph, particularly at this time of year where we're starting to get into our dry fly fishing. And so what happens is, with the dry fly, you need to, I'll just pop that down, you'll need to, in the rivers particularly, or even in some of the areas of the lakes, what you want to do, if this is your fly, you want to wait for the fish, this is a dry fly, you want to wait for the fish to come up, eat the fly and begin its turn before you set the hook. Most common mistakes occur because you're anxious or you haven't seen a fish for a while. Here's your fly, the fish comes up, does this, opens its mouth and you pull the fly away from the fish. Ideally, you want the fish to come up and turn, wait, turns, set the hook. Now, the opposite applies when you nymph fish. And that is, because you can't see the nymphs generally, the minute you feel a bite, set the hook. Particularly if you're twitching nymphs in a lake, or you are fishing them upstream with some sort of indicator. As soon as that indicator moves contrary to the current, and that could be sideways, it could bob up, set the hook straight away. It's a bit different when you fish downstream when you're swinging a nymph. When you swing nymphs downstream, because the fish face you, firstly you need to wear camouflage gear and you need to be very low to the water because they're facing you unless the water's really bubbling away and you're in solid riffles. When you swing nymphs downstream, you keep your rod low to the water, you follow the nymphs like this and you let the fish eat the fly. You've got to be careful. If you feel the bite and you go to set the hook, because the fish faces upstream, you're going to pull the fly out of the fish's mouth. So fishing downstream, across and down, with camouflage gear on, remembering the fish can face upstream and see you, means that you just swing, let it go to the edge, don't strike. Swing, let it go to the edge, don't strike. Swing, there's a bite. I can feel the fish, I can ease off here and I can bring my rod up and gently fight the fish because it's going to be downstream from me and it's going to try to use the current to its advantage. If you fish upstream with a dry fly or a dry fly with a nymph underneath it, if that nymph disappears, that dry fly moves in any way, something's tried to eat the nymph and you need to strike very quickly. They can conversely come up and they can eat the dry fly. So when it comes up to eat the dry fly upstream, here it is, fish will come up like this, turn, and that's when you set the hook. So I hope that you found that little tip helpful and we hope you see it soon at Rainbow Springs. Bye for now.